Wisconsin Rapids police are still investigating what happened after they say a man shot and killed himself here at Aspire's Riverview Hospital on Saturday. We'll work to gather more details as they become available. In Wisconsin Rapids, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW. Adams, state lawmakers are proposing a new bill they say could cut nearly $3 billion from Wisconsinites' tax bills. This is a renewed effort of a similar tax cut that Governor Evers vetoed last month. The noticeable difference? Republicans didn't add a tax cut for the highest bracket like they did last time. Live in the newsroom, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW. That's right, $800,000 is being sent to Marshfield to help treat and fight opioid addiction. But $500,000 of that is specifically to help babies dealing with addiction before they've even been born. The HRSA says everyone needs to do their part to break the stigma behind opioid addiction. Johnson also tells me it's important we encourage people to get help and not judge them when they're asking for it. Live in the newsroom, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW. These cranberries mean big bucks for Wisconsin farmers and help put the Badger State on the map. That's why officials are looking to science to help make next year's crop even better. Experts from the University of Wisconsin say, as climates change, so too will the varieties and flavor of cranberries. So keep your eyes and your taste buds peeled for those changes in the coming years. In the Cranberry Marsh, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW. Ever have a bird fly into your window? Most people have, and it's one of the biggest problems facing our winged friends right now. But if you put parallel lines on your window like this, it could be a big help. Next time you have window work done, maybe think about how it'll affect the birds, too. In Wausau, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW. Classic rock band Kiss will be remembered for many things. Their makeup, elaborate set design, and catchy rock anthems you can't help but sing along to. And now they're looking to Carter to leave a permanent mark on Wisconsin's restaurant industry. Kiss broke ground and drums and guitars on their new Rock and Brews restaurant location at the Potawatomi Casino in Carter. Founding members Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons worked in tandem with the Potawatomi after the success of their Rock and Brews location in Milwaukee. The Potawatomi say they are grateful for the partnership, and after playing some music of their own to welcome the Rockers, awarded Gene and Paul medals.
Look, our partnership with Paul and Gene, they've become a part of the Forest County community, and we are excited to continue to extend our relationship.
Gene thinks you'll like the menu.
You're not going to like everything on the menu. You're not going to like all the choices you have in life. But the idea is you should get what you want. You like lobsters. I like demon burgers. It's all on the menu.
There will be a wide range of craft brews to highlight local business, including a Potawatomi beer. Throughout their career, Kiss has been widely successful on the business side of the rock industry, and Paul shared some of his wisdom on that front.
Really, if you need my advice, maybe you need to think twice about what you want to do, because if you're really set on doing something, you'll do it regardless.
Kiss will don their iconic costumes for the final time in December, but their mark will still be here in Carter because Rock and Brews is set to open in the spring. In Carter, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW. Melissa, Eric, it was early Sunday morning when neighbors woke up to a fire alarm and saw smoke pouring out of a Plover apartment. But when they didn't see the family inside come out, they feared the worst, and 2 police officers jumped into action. First on the scene Sunday morning, police officers Helm and Jolin found all doors locked.
Police department!
Trying to get hold of the family inside. But time was of the essence, and they had to make sure the family inside was safe. The cause? A pot with oil.
I got it. Stove.
The family inside sleeping through the alarm, but the shouting was enough to get them out of bed and rush to safety. A neighbor was relieved everyone was okay.
It's just crazy that something like this could happen. You know, it just makes you want to take the extra precautions. I mean, I have kids, so I understand. I understand to the fullest.
Plover's police chief Ryan Fox tells me he couldn't be more proud of his officers' actions.
In my opinion, they performed flawlessly. They performed as they should. Every indication was that there was an active fire in the house, and they put their lives on the line to enter the home and to wake up and rescue the people inside.
Thankfully, the damage to the door was the only lasting impact. There's not much in the way of smoke damage, and the door has since been repaired.
Thank God to law enforcement because, you know, for them doing their job.
Emergency crews say the stove was left on overnight, and it didn't start smoldering until morning. So make sure to have your burners turned off when you're using them. Live in studio, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW. And Engines are revving, music is playing, burgers are grilling, and we're having a great time here at the Fall Ride in Tomahawk. Friday's wet weather didn't keep bikers away from the Fall Ride. People of all walks of life come to the festival every year, and some of them even make sure to bring their four-legged family too.
So we have Luna with us today. She's a Quota Mundi, all the famous questions. She's litter trained. She eats about anything on your plate. Going good so far. She rode on the bike the whole way here.
What were people chowing down on? Pulled pork was a big ticket item, not only with vendors, but the Tomahawk Fire Department too.
You don't need teeth to eat my beef.
Local barbecue aficionado Big Red brought some of his business to the Fall Ride. He's brought in the cavalry.
Well, I got a pretty big freezer in there, and I come prepared, so I've got about 25 pans of meat in there, 10 pounds per pan. A lot of food.
And if you're planning on having a few cordials, authorities say they want you to do it responsibly.
This is a volunteer department, so we can't guarantee at any given time we're going to have people down here. We don't live in the firehouse. Side note, I own Generations Funeral Home in Tomahawk, and I don't want to see anybody having to have the ultimate loss here. So I'm begging people, please drive safe.
The party's going all weekend, so if you feel like you want some good high-speed fun, festival runners say come on down. In Tomahawk, Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW. The next time you're planning a trip up north, you could try a hotel or rental, but you could also consider staying in this renovated World War II plane. Joe Drager, owner of Drager Propane in Antigo, decided just over a year ago to buy this old DC-3 plane from a local business in Oshkosh that specializes in restoring old planes. Why?
The young generation certainly likes it. I think a lot of people have these things like this, creative things on their bucket list. And I had seen something that was somewhat resembled a smaller type airplane. I thought, what if someone did a real full-size airplane with?
Joe's still doing some historical research, but says the plane was built in 1941 and used throughout World War II.
This plane, from what we know, flew in the South Pacific between Guam and Midway and Pearl Harbor.
It took months for Joe and his family to restore the plane and get it in living condition. Now, it comes complete with 2 beds, other furniture, a working TV with quite a spot for the antenna, and a shower and a toilet. As for how people like it,
it's been rented every weekend since I opened it, and I think it's rented out the next 6 or so weekends out of the next 2 months.
In the warmer months, there's a grill outside on the deck and a lake if people want to take a dip. But as things get colder, it is heated if you want to rent it out. They said the plane wouldn't fly again, but here we are, 18 feet high above Kempster. Jimmy Sadowski, News 9, WAOW.